All right. So in the second one, find the area of a quadrant of a circle whose circumference is 22 centimeters. So we have to find the area of a quadrant of a circle whose circumference is given to us. Why is the circumference given to us? Because using the circumference, we need to find the radius of the circle. Using the circumference, the radius in the first answer, the radius was given straight away. In the first question, sorry, the radius was given straight away. So here the radius is not given. Instead, the circumference is given. The circumference is given, and using the circumference, we will have to find the radius. That is why the circumference is given. The circumference of the circle is given to find the radius of the circle. So the circumference of the circle is 22, which means 2 pi r is 22. 2 into 22 by 7 into r is 22. On solving this, we find r is 7 by 2. That is, the radius of the circle is 7 by 2 centimeters. So instead of giving this value straight away, that the radius of the circle is 7 by 2 centimeters, we are given the value of the circumference. So using the value of the circumference, we'll have to find the radius of the circle. All right. Now, what are we supposed to find? Find the area of the quadrant. And what is a quadrant? A quadrant is a sector. A quadrant is a sector. A quadrant is a sector whose sector angle is 90 degrees. You know what a quadrant means? 1/4 of a circle. When a circle is divided into 4 equal parts, each part is called a quadrant. Now, how does a quadrant look like? It's bounded by 2 radii. Get the picture of the quadrant in your mind. In your mind, work a circle, divide the circle into 4 equal parts. Each part is called a quadrant. And how does a quadrant look like? It's bounded by 2 radii and an arc. How does a quadrant look like? It's bounded by 2 radii and an arc. And what is the sector angle in the quadrant? 90 degrees. What's the sector angle in a quadrant? It's 90 degrees. So area of the quadrant. Area of the quadrant is equal to, see, this is another way of working here. So just follow what I'm saying. So the area of the quadrant is equal to, you can say 90 by 360 into pi r square, as we've seen here. What is 90 by 360? 1 by 4. 1 by 4 pi r square. Yeah, and the area of the quadrant is 1/4 the area of the full circle, right? Area of a quadrant is 1/4 the area of the full circle. Area of a semicircle is half pi r square. Area of a semicircle is half pi r square. Area of a quadrant is 1/4 pi r square. Even if you use the formula of a sector, when you apply it for a quadrant, the sector angle is 90 degrees. So 90. If you look at the quadrant as a sector, the area of the sector is theta by 360 into pi r square. Theta is 90 degrees by 360 into pi r square. What does this work to? 91s are 94s are 1 by 4 pi r square. So you can use 1 by 4 pi r square straight away to find the area of the quadrant, because quadrant is 1/4 of a circle. So area will be 1 by 4 into pi r square. You can do that straight away. Or if you look at it as a sector whose sector angle is 90 degrees, then you will say theta by 360 into pi r square to find the area. 90 by 360 into pi r square. So again, it is 1 by 4 pi r square. So you can use any of it. You can say theta by 360 into pi r square, or you can straight away say 1 by 4 pi r square. Both work to the same thing. So what is it in this question? We have to find the area of a quadrant. We have to find the area of a quadrant. A quadrant is a sector with sector angle 90 degrees. Area of the sector is equal to theta by 360 into pi r square. 90 by 360 into pi r square. 1 by 4 pi r square. That's how we find the area. So 1/4 of pi r square. So we need the value of r. R is not given to us, but the circumference is given to us. So we work the circumference and find the radius. So that's about the second one. You can see the third answer here, children. This is the third answer. This one is the third answer, children. This one I'm showing using the pointer. So look at the third question. The length of the minute hand of a clock is 14 centimeters. The length of the minute hand of a clock is 14 centimeters. Now the clock may be of any shape. The clock may be a triangular clock. The clock may be of any shape. But the hands of the clock, the hour hand, the minute hand, the seconds hand, these three hands of the clock, they are fixed at the center. They're fixed to a point. And the three hands move around that point, tracing a circle always. The clock may be triangular in shape, but that doesn't mean that the hands of the clock will trace the shape of a triangle. No, the clock may be of any shape. The three hands are pivoted at a point. The hour hand, the minute hand, and the seconds hand, they are fixed at a point. And these three hands move around this point, always tracing three different circles. Their tips will describe three different circles, which are concentric circles because they have the same center but different radii. The hour hand is the shortest. The hour hand is the shortest. The seconds hand mostly is the longest. Then in the middle is the minute hand. In the middle is the minute hand. So these three hands, the hour hand, the minute hand, and the seconds hand, they are fixed at a point, and the three hands move around that point. They move around that point, always tracing three circles, three different circles, because they have different length. No, the hands are of different length, so the radius is different in all the three cases. Each hand, the hour hand, the minute hand, the seconds hand, all have different lengths. So, which means the radii of the circles, their trace is different. But the circles are concentric circles because they have the same center, but different radii. All right, so here the question is only about the minute hand. Forget the hour hand, forget the seconds hand. The question talks only about the minute hand. The length of the minute hand of a clock, the length of the minute hand of a clock is 14 centimeters. Okay. Find the area swept by the minute hand in 5 minutes. You should find the area. Yeah, the hand is moving right on the face of the clock. So it's always sweeping some area. It sweeps a circle. It is constantly sweeping the same circle. You need to find the area swept by the minute hand in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes. So, children, originally say this is the minute hand. That's what I've shown here. This is the minute hand. The length of the minute hand is 14 centimeter. Please see the pointer on the screen. Please see the pointer on the screen. This is the minute hand. This is the minute hand. The length of this minute hand is 14 centimeters. Okay. Now say the minute hand is now at 3. Is pointing to 3. After 5 minutes, the minute hand will point to 4. Minute hand. So it's like 15 minutes. Now it's 20 minutes. Now it's at 4. So this is in 5 minutes. This is the movement in 5 minutes. So if the minute hand is at 3, after 5 minutes, it will move to 4. So clearly it has traced this sector, children. See the initial position of the minute hand here. This is the position of the minute hand after 5 minutes. And the tip has traced an arc here, children. The tip of the minute hand has traced an arc here. So you can see a sector described by the minute hand in 5 minutes. You must all acknowledge this, only then I can proceed. Maybe I can repeat it for you. Yes. Okay.
Can you zoom in a bit?
Come again?
Can you please zoom in, ma'am?
I think you can try to do that on your device because I have zoom maximum.
Okay.
Yeah. Try to, have you all pinned my window? Please pin my window. All of you, please pin my window. And try to zoom in on your device. So children, so this is the minute hand. The minute hand say is pointing to 3. After 5 minutes, it will move to 4. It will move pointing to 4. That is one thing. Now, when this is the initial position of the minute hand. This is the position of the minute hand after 5 minutes, and the tip of the minute hand has traced this arc. Due to its movement, it's traced this arc. You cannot see anything on the face of the clock. It will not draw the arc there on the face of the clock, but that's what we visualize. It traces a sector. Clearly, the minute hand traces a sector in 5 minutes. And the radius of the sector is 14 centimeters, which is the length of the minute hand. Now your question is this, children. Find the area swept by the minute hand in 5 minutes. What is the area? So you should find the area of the sector. You must find the area of the sector. You must find the area of the sector. What is the area of the sector? The sector here. So to find the area of the sector, what all we need? We need the value of theta, the sector angle, that is the angle formed at the center. We need the angle formed at the center here. We need the value of the angle formed at the center, which we don't know. We have to find. And we need the value of the radius. Oh, radius we have. Radius is 14. We have the radius. We don't know the central angle or the sector angle. So that's what we have to find first. See, when you have to apply a formula, see the unknowns in the formula. See what values you need to use the formula. So to find the area of the sector, you need two values, theta and radius. The central angle or the sector angle and the radius of the sector. The radius of the sector is known 14. Sector angle we don't know. So let's find the sector angle. How do we find the sector angle? So see here. See here. Now we are talking about the minute hand. Now this minute hand, how long does it take to make one full circle, children? Minute hand, minute hand. Now see, you must always follow my words. If you are thinking something on your own and I am saying something, then my words will only be a noise to you. We cannot do two things in the meeting. So look at the screen and follow what I am trying to say. Process my words in your mind. Process my words in your mind. You don't think something on your own, then there'll only be a clash of information and your mind will be confused. You will not understand anything. So how do we find theta? To find theta, we need to first answer this question. How long does this minute hand take to make one circle on the face of the clock? How long does the minute hand need to describe a circle on the face of the clock? So now again, we don't know. So let's say now the time is 8 o'clock. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. Where is the minute hand at 8 o'clock, children? Where is the minute hand at 8 o'clock?
12, ma'am.
Yeah, the minute hand points to 12. Yes. When the clock shows 8, the minute hand is pointing to 12. Now, to complete a circle, the minute hand has to come back to 12. Correct? Now the minute hand at 8 o'clock, the minute hand is at 12. Forget the hour hand. Only the minute hand at 8 o'clock. When the clock strikes 8, the minute hand is at 12. Now, if the minute hand has to trace a circle, it has to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It has to come back to 12. Then it has traced one circle on the face of the clock. When will it come back to 12? It's now 8 o'clock. When will the minute hand, not the hour hand, when will the minute hand come back to 12? At what time?
60 minutes, ma'am.
See, answer my question. At what time will it come back?
9.
9 o'clock.
At 9.
9.
At 9. Yeah. At what time will it come back to 12? Now it's 8 in the evening. When will it immediately come back to 12? It will come back to 12 at 10 o'clock also, at 10, at 11, at 12. No, but immediately after 8 o'clock. Immediately after 8 o'clock, when will it come back to 12? At 9. And what is the time lapse from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock? 60 minutes. That means the minute hand goes 360 degrees in 60 minutes. That's what you see on the screen there, children. That's what you see here on the screen. That's what you see here. Do we understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The minute hand goes 360 degrees? Because one complete circle, so 360 degrees. The minute hand, see the pointer. I'm using the pointer to show you. The minute hand goes 360 degrees in 60 minutes. Okay, then in 5 minutes, what is the angles are traced by the minute hand in 5 minutes? In 60 minutes, 360 degrees. In 5 minutes, how many degrees? That's what we want. Okay, 60 minutes, it needs to make 360 degrees. In 5 minutes, how many degrees will it make? That's what you see here. That is the argument you see here. Write it like this. Write it like this, children. 360 degrees, 60 minutes. X degrees, 5 minutes. Or you can write the other way also. 60 minutes, 360 degrees. 5 minutes, X degrees. You can write it the other way. You can write this one first and then this. Anyways, now here to find this answer, just cross multiply. So X will be equal to this. X will be equal to what is opposite to X will come for division. What is opposite to X will come for division. Multiply these two and write in the numerator. 360 into 5. 360 into 5 in the numerator. What is opposite to X will come for division? 60. So it'll trace 30 degrees. It'll trace 30 degrees in 5 minutes. Or see, if you don't want to do this, you can just ask yourself 360 degrees in 60 minutes. So in 1 minute, how much? 360 by 60. 360 degrees in 60 minutes. So in 1 minute, 360 degrees by 60. 6 minutes. Sorry, 6 degrees. 360 degrees, 60 minutes. In 1 minute, what is a degree traced in 1 minute? 360 by 60. 6 degrees. So 1 minute, 6 degrees. For 5 minutes, 6 into 5, 30 degrees. You can do it that way also. So after writing this, what you have to do is just write X is equal to cross. What is opposite to X? Bring it for division, 60. Multiply these two, 360 into 5. Write it in the numerator. So X is equal to 30 degrees. X is equal to 30 degrees. So that means this is a sector angle. So now you have both the values. You know the sector angle is 30 degrees. You know the radius is 14 centimeters. So we have both the values. Find the area swept. So theta 30 degrees by 360 into pi. See the pointer, children, into r square, 14 square, and find the value. And find the value. Is this fine, children? So this question was about finding the area of the sector. Finding the area of the sector traced by the minute hand in moving 5 minutes. So since we know the length of the minute hand, we know the radius. Since we know the length of the minute hand, we know the radius. But we don't know the angle swept by it in 5 minutes. So 360 degrees, it can go 360 degrees, it makes in 60 minutes. 360 degrees, 60 minutes. 5 minutes, what is a degree? So I said X is equal to, what is bang opposite to X? Diagonally opposite here, not bang opposite, sorry, diagonally opposite to X, bring it for division. What is diagonally opposite to X? Bring it for division. Multiply these two, 360 into 5. Write that in the numerator, 30 degrees. Or you can use the unitary method, children. This is not difficult for you. You can use a unitary method. 60 minutes, 360 degrees. 1 minute, 6 degrees. 360 by 60, 6 degrees. So 5 minutes, 6 into 5, 30 degrees. All right, now we know the sector angle. We know the radius of the sector. That's it. We find the area of the sector. So this is about the third one. Let's see the fourth one now. You can see the fourth one here. You can see the fourth answer here, children. This is the fourth answer. using my pointer to show. This is the fourth answer. Let me read the fourth question for you. Or children, I think better still, you can read the question. I've shared the question with you, right? Please read the question. Please read the question for yourself. I'll give you 5 minutes time. Just go through the answer and then we'll discuss. It will make more sense than me just doing blah, blah, blah. You can read the question, go through this answer, and then when we discuss, it will make more sense. Let me just wait for 5 minutes, children. I'm right here. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm right here. Yes. All right. So the fourth question is a chord of a circle. A chord of a circle. So see the chord here. AB is the chord. AB is the chord. A chord of a circle subtends a right angle at the center. So it makes a right angle. So see here, 90 degrees. See the pointer? It makes an angle of 90 degrees at the center because subtends a right angle at the center. This is the chord AB. It subtends or it makes angle 90 degrees at the center. So angle AOB is equal to 90 degrees. Find the area of the corresponding minor segment. So this is the minor segment. This one is the minor segment. This is the minor segment. This full thing is the minor sector. This full thing is the minor sector. This one is the minor segment. This one is the minor segment. We need to find the area of the minor segment, this piece alone. And we know that to find the area of the segment, we need to find the area of the sector fully. We need to find the area of the sector and subtract the area of the triangle. Find the area of the full thing. The sector is a triangle and the segment together. Find the area of the full thing, the sector, and subtract the area of the triangle to find the area of the segment. So how do we find the, that is why we find the area of the sector. See, we are actually asked to find the area of the minor segment, this one, but this area we cannot find straight away. We cannot find the area of this minor segment straight away. We have to find the area of the sector. We have to find the area of the triangle, subtract the two to find the area of the minor segment. And what are the values you need to find the area of the sector? Simply the radius and the sector angle. We know both. We know that the radius is 10 centimeters. We know that the sector angle is 90 degrees. So we just have to substitute the values in the formula and find the area of the minor sector. Next comes the area of the triangle. We know it's a right triangle and we know that the formula is half base into height, half into OA into OB, half 10 into 10, 50 centimeters square. Having got the areas of the minor sector and the triangle, simply subtract the two to find the area of the minor segment. Children, please follow the pointer on the screen. So here we are minor segment. We found the area of the minor segment. Now next is to find the area of the major sector. The major sector. Which is the major sector? Which is the major sector? This full thing. This one is a major sector. This one is a major sector, children. See this one. This one is a major sector. How do you find the area of the major sector, children? How do we find the area of the major sector? See, you can see a different way here. The area of the major sector. You know that the area of the minor, since you found the area of the minor sector here, you found the area of the minor sector here, area of the full circle, the area of the full circle, the area of the full circle minus the area of the minor sector will be the area of the major sector. Will be the area of the major sector. That's what you see here. We find the area of the circle. So from the area of the circle, if you take away the area of the minor sector, you get the area of the major sector. You get the area of the major sector. Now, one of you tell me what is the formula, or substitute the values in the formula. I don't want the formula. Put the values in the formula and tell me how will you calculate the area of the major sector. What is the major sector angle?
Ma'am, 360 minus 90
360 minus
360 into.
No, yeah, correct. No, what is the major sector angle? The major sector angle is 360 minus 90. Very good.
270.
270 degrees. Very good, very good. So the major sector angle is 270 degrees. Now what's the formula? 270 by
360 into 22 by 7 into
3.14 into 10 square.
Yeah, into 3.14. Yeah, 22 by 7. If it is not, it's given pi is 3.14. So we have to use pi as 3.14. Otherwise 22 by 7 into 10 into 10. That's all, children. So anyways, you can do it either ways. Either you use 360 minus theta. See the corresponding sector angle, the major sector angle. This is the major sector. This is the major sector. This one is the major sector. This one is the major sector. The sector angle is here. How much is that? 360 minus 90. So 270. 270 by 360 into 3.14 pi into r square, 10 into 10 will give us the area of the, what is that, minor sector straight away. Or you can find the area of the sector, sorry, area of the circle and subtract the area of the minor sector to find the area of the major sector. I'm just pausing so that you understand. Please ask me if you have any questions. Else you can see the fifth one beside the fourth one. Beside the fourth one, you can see the fifth answer, children. One of you who have the NCERT textbook or who's looking at the picture in the messages, read out the fifth question.
In a circle of radius 21 centimeter, an arc subtends an angle of 60 degree at the center. Find the length of the arc. Find area of the sector formed by the arc. Find area of a segment formed by the corresponding chord.
Okay, thank you. Good. That's the question. So see here, the information is incorporated in a figure here. The information given is incorporated in a figure here. So we have a circle with center O. There is a chord. Radius is 21 centimeters. Radius is 21 centimeters. And the angle of the sector, the angle at the center is 60 degrees. You can see a circle, center O, the chord is AB. You can call it anything. You call the chord PQ, XY, whatever. And the sector angle, the angle formed at the center is 60 degrees. So you have to join. You'll have to join like this and show the angle at the center, 60 degrees. The radius is 21 centimeters. Radius is 21 centimeters. So given all this, we need to find the length of the arc. So when the question is length of the arc, we have a question, length of which arc? There are two arcs. There is the minor arc AB. Here, this minor arc AB. There's also this major arc AB. Which length to find? The angle mentioned is 60 degrees. So it is the corresponding arc. You need to find the length of this arc. Since the angle in the question, the angle spoken about is 60 degrees. So this is the sector, and this is the arc in the sector. Since the angle 60 degrees is mentioned, you need to find the length of this arc relevant to 60 degrees. Relevant to 60 degrees. That's the first thing. Yeah, so see here, how do you find the length of the arc? So you should not get this question. How do we know that we need to find the length of this arc? Why not this arc? Because the angle mentioned so far in the question is 60 degrees. So you need to find the length of the corresponding arc. So length, children, this is length of arc, not pi r square, 2 pi r, length of arc. Arc is a part of the circumference of the circle. Length of arc is equal to theta by 360 into 2 pi r, 60 by 360 into 2 into pi. I think it's not given, meaning there's no instruction to take 3.14, so we use 22 by 7 into r is 21. Work that, and this is the length of the arc, 22 centimeters. This is the length of the arc. What's the next one? The next one is to find the area of the sector formed by the arc. Find the area of the sector. So you know the area of the sector is theta by 360, 60 by 360 into pi r square, 22 by 7 into r square, 21 into 21. Next one, find the area of the segment formed by the corresponding chord. So this is the segment. This is the segment formed by the chord AB. This is the segment. This is the segment formed by the chord AB, this segment. So how do we find the area of the segment? It's the area of the sector, which we've already found, area of the sector. We should find the area of the triangle. And yesterday we understood that this is an equilateral triangle because the sector angle is 60 degrees. It's an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. So root 3 by 4 into side square, which is 21 square. So find the area of the triangle. The difference will be the area of the segment. Please go through the answer. I'll just wait for 2-3 minutes. Please read the 5th question again for yourself. See the answer.
Ma'am?
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, how do we know that the chord AB is equal to the radius?
How do we know that the chord AB is? Okay. So Arnav, angle AOB is 60 degrees.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in triangle AOB, angle AOB is 60 degrees. What is the remaining sum of the angles? That is the sum of the remaining angles.
180 degree. 60, 60, 60, I think so.
No. See, one angle is 60 degrees. What is the remaining sum? From 180, what is the remaining sum?
120.
120. Okay. Is OA equal to OB?
Yes, ma'am.
Radii of the same circle.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
then-
Understood, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So when the sector angle is 60 degrees, the base angles also will be 60 degrees. When the sector angle is 60 degrees, the base angles, angle A and angle B, to be very specific, angle OAB and angle OBA will be 60 degrees each because it's already an isosceles triangle.
Understood.
All right. We did discuss that part in the class yesterday. All right. Anything else, children? Please ask. So that doesn't mean that you should not ask. Please ask me if you have any question. I just wanted to mention that. I just wanted to make it clear that I did mention this in the class yesterday. That's all it is. You can please ask me whatever questions you have.
Ma'am, if the radius is given, it would be the centimeter of the radiant also.
If the radius is given, the length of the chord. Supposing you'll have to find the length of the chord AB. That's also 21. Is that your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Children, are we comfortable with the chapter? Can we go ahead? Any confusion regarding sectors?
Yes,
We can go, ma'am.
Okay. What about the others, children? I hope you've all gone through the formulae. You must have registered the formulae by now in your mind. Okay, I'm moving ahead. See the sixth answer. See the sixth one. A chord of a circle. A chord of a circle. A chord of a circle. See, now you'll wonder why you're always putting the chord down. Why don't you take it up somewhere here or here? I'm just looking at this angle. It's subtends 60 degrees at the center. So it can't be like, it cannot be the diameter or something. A chord subtends an angle of 60 degrees at the center. So the figure must match the information given. So circle, center O, chord AB, subtends 60 degrees at the center. So you can see it here. It makes 60 degrees at the center. All right. Find the areas of the, okay, let me read it again. A chord of a circle of radius 15 centimeters. Sometimes, you know, we misinterpret the information given. Read it carefully. The length of the chord is not 15 centimeters. Here, because the sector angle is 60 degrees, anyways, it is going to be 15. But read the question carefully. A chord of a circle, AB is the chord of the circle. The chord of a circle of radius 15 centimeters. A chord of a circle of radius 15 centimeters. All right. Now this chord subtends angle 60 degrees at the center. Find the areas of the corresponding minor and major segments of the circle. Find the areas of the corresponding minor and major segments of the circle. One of you tell me, how do we do it? What do we first find? See, the first thing is we know the sector angle, we know the radius. That's all. If you know these two, you can answer any question. You need these two values. You need to know the sector angle and you need to know the radius. Sometimes the radius is not given straight away. It's given in the form of circumference. It may be given in the form of circumference or area. Area is given. Suppose area of the circle is given. That's given to help you to find the radius. You must work pi r square is equal to whatever area is given and find r. So, suppose circumference is given. Circumference is given because radius is not given directly. So they give you the circumference of the circle using which you should find the radius. But here in this question, we have the value straight away. The sector angle is 60 degrees. The radius is 15 centimeters. So we have everything. Now tell me, one of you, please unmute and tell me what is the procedure to find the area of the minor segment. Minor segment.
We need to find the area of the triangle first.
Okay, find the area of the triangle. What kind of a triangle?
Ma'am, can you please repeat your question?
Yeah, what kind?
Equilateral triangle.
It is an equilateral triangle because the sector angle is 60 degrees. The remaining two angles also will be 60 degrees and hence it is an equilateral triangle. What is the formula to find the area of an equilateral triangle?
Root 3 by 4 side square.
Root 3 by 4 into side square. And here since OA is 15, all the sides will be 15 equilateral. So all the sides OA, OB already 15. Now AB is also 15 because equilateral. So side is 15. And the value of root 3, is it given in the question? The value of root 3? Nothing is mentioned. Nothing is mentioned.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, it's given root 3 is
1.73.
Ma'am, it is given as 1 point.
Oh yeah, it's the sixth one, right? I saw the fifth one by mistake. All right, children, yeah. So it's given. Use pi equals 3. Use pi as 3.14 and root 3 as 1.73. All right, so that's given to you in the question. So fine. So root 3 by 4 into side square. So root 3 is 1.73. It's given in the question. By 4 into 15 into 15. So you find the area of the triangle like this. You find the area of the triangle like this. Then the area of the minor sector. Anything can be found first. You can find the area of the triangle first, then you can find the area of the minor sector. What are the two things the sector is made up of, children? What are the two plane figures the sector is made up of?
2 radiant and an arc.
Okay, a sector is a region bounded by 2 radii and an arc. No, my question is, the sector is a combination of 2 plane figures. Sector is a combination of 2 plane figures.
triangle and semicircle.
Triangle and one segment, ma'am. Triangle and a semicircle.
Not a semicircle, not triangle, not semicircle. Triangle and a
minor segment.
Segment. Okay, so triangle and segment. So it's a combination of a triangle. See here, the sector here is a combination of a triangle and a segment. So from the area of the sector, if you take away the area of the triangle, you will be left with the area of the segment. Because the sector is a combination of this triangle and the segment. Both of them put together make the sector. If you find the sector area, you found the area of the triangle and the segment. So from that, if you take away the area of the triangle, you will get the area of the segment, the corresponding segment. That's what we've done here. So theta by 360 or 60 by 360 into pi r square will give you the area of the minor sector. Then find the area of the triangle, subtract to get the area of the minor segment. This is the segment. This is the minor segment. Now find the area of the full circle. Find the area of the full circle. Subtract the area of the minor segment. Take away the area of the minor segment, and you will get the area of the major segment. You will get the area of the major segment, which is above AB. The major segment. Now see here, children. The major segment is made up of what? What are the two figures in the major segment? Tell me. What are the two figures in the major segment?
Don't know, ma'am.
Okay. No, I'll repeat my question. You all know it. See here. This is the chord AB. This is the minor segment. This full thing is the major segment. What do you see in the major segment? What are the two plane figures you see in the major segment? This full thing is made up of two things. No, it's made up of this one and this triangle.
Ma'am, triangle and segment.
Triangle and
Major sector.
Segment.
major sector. So see here, let's do that. See, this is what we need to understand. The filling the values in the formula and calculating, that you all know. That I don't have to teach you how to simplify and find the value. Let's just understand. You know it, but by question we don't know. Though we know it, when it's asked as a question, we suddenly blink. You all know it. You can see it here. This is the chord AB, children. This is the chord AB. This is the area which is called major segment. See, I'm just sweeping that with the pointer. See here, I'm just sweeping it like this. All this is the major segment because it is bounded by a chord and an arc like this. So what do you see inside the major segment? You see a triangle and you see something like this, which is the major sector. So the major segment is a combination or is the area of the triangle together with the area of the major sector. If you add the area of the triangle and the area of the major sector, that will also give you the area of the major segment. Let me ask you again. Now tell me the two areas included in the area of the minor sector. Minor, I'm saying minor sector. Let me trace it for you.
Triangle and the
Triangle and minor segment.
minor segment.
Yeah. So when the two areas included in the area of the minor sector. This is the minor sector. This is the minor sector. What are the two areas included in it? It is the area of the triangle and the area of the minor segment. These two put together make the area of the sector. So when you find the area of the sector using the formula, you have the area of the triangle and the segment in it. So from that, if you take away the area of the triangle, you will get the area of the minor segment. That's what we saw till here. Now the next one is to find the area of the major segment. Now we are trying to understand what the major segment is made up of. This is the major segment. This is the boundary of the major segment. This one is the boundary of the major segment. All right. This is the boundary of the major segment. I showed you the boundary of the major segment, children. See, how will you draw the major segment? You will draw the chord, right? You will draw a chord like this and then the arc, then the arc. This is the chord and this is the arc. That's the major segment. That's the major segment. The major segment is made up of the area of the triangle and the area of the major sector. The area of the major sector. Class, use the emoji. Raise your hands. Use the raise hand option. Raise your hands, class. Akshay Ram. Bal Harish. Use the emoji, raise your hand. Okay, you're there in the meeting. Good. All right. Akshay Ram, Anish, Karthik, Shruti. Shruti, why the delay?
Ma'am, that button was somewhat, it had a problem, ma'am.
All right. All right. All right, children. Good. So coming back to our discussion. So AB, this is the major segment which has the area of the triangle and the area of the major sector. So you can also find the area of the major segment like that. If you want to find the area of the major segment, see what are the two areas in it. It is the area of the triangle. You already have that, no? Area of triangle, we already have. Okay. What is the other area? You should find the area of the major sector. You can find it using the formula also. 360 minus 60, 300 degrees. 300 by 360 into pi r square will give you the area of the major sector. Add both and get the area of the major segment. So you can do it both the ways, children. Now tell me, what are the two ways in which you can get the area of the major? Here, what have we done? I forgot to mention that. So here we found the area of the circle. And from the area of the circle, we found the area of the circle. From the area of the circle, we removed the area of the minor segment. We removed this area. We took away the area of the minor segment to get the area of the major segment. That's what we have done here. That is what we have done here.
Ma'am, but we can also use the area of the triangle, right?
Yeah, you can also do that. You can also now you already have the area of the triangle. You can find the area of the major segment and add both. Now tell me again, children, what is the minor sector here in this figure in question number 6? What is the minor sector made up of?
It's triangle and the minor segment.
Yeah.
Triangle and minor segment.
Triangle and minor segment. What is the major segment made up of? Major segment.
Triangle and the major sector.
Triangle and the major sector. How do you understand a sector? How does a sector look like?
It is bounded by
Two radii and an arc.
Two radii and an arc. It's a closed figure. It's a closed piece. It's a closed piece. A sector is a region of a circle bounded by two radii and an arc. And so this is a sector. This is a sector because here radius, and this is the arc. This is the arc. So this is the major sector. How do you understand a segment in a circle? How does a segment look like?
Region bounded by a chord and an arc.
Yeah, it's a region bounded by a chord and an arc. All right, children. So I think please have clarity on that. Can we proceed, children? Are we ready to go to the 9th one? Sorry, the 7th one.
Yes,
Yeah. See the 7th one alone. See the 7th answer alone. I told you that sine theta by 2 cos. Just remember that formula, root 3 by 4 into r square. When we complete trigonometry, I don't have to come back and tell you. You will understand on your own. You can relate it yourself. R square sine theta by 2 cos theta by 2. You can relate it yourself when we finish trigonometry. In fact, when we just start trigonometry. I'm not explaining the 7th one. There's nothing much in it. Read the question, see the answer, help yourself. Yes. Ask me if you have any questions about the 7th one.
Ma'am,
Yes.
in the question, whenever they say like corresponding segment, that means they mean only minor segment. I mean the minor part.
No. The corresponding meaning corresponding to the angle mentioned in the question. Good question. There's an angle mentioned, right? Corresponding to that.
Okay, ma'am.
So let me say that. So a chord of a circle of radius, a chord of a circle. So chord, circle, chord. Chord of a circle of radius 12 centimeters. So you need to draw something like this. A chord, you need to draw a circle. You need to show a chord. A chord of a circle of radius 12 centimeters. The radius is 12 centimeters. Subtends an angle of 120 degrees at the center. So this chord will be still higher. Only then the angle can be, it will be still higher, a little above this. So here, it makes an angle of 120 degrees at the center. So the angle is 120 degrees at the center. Find the area of the corresponding segment. That is the segment corresponding to this 120 degrees. So since 120 is less than 180, the corresponding segment will be a minor segment, something like this. It will be a minor segment like this because the sector angle is 120. See, this is a different figure, children. This is of the 6th one. So assuming this is 120 here, as in the 7th one, this is 120 and the radius is 20. The radius is 12 centimeters. The radius is 12 centimeters. So this is 120. This is 12. Now 120 is less than 180. So that means the segment and the sector both are minor. Minor sector because the sector angle is 120 degrees. So it is a minor sector. And the minor sector will have a minor segment attached to it. So corresponding meaning corresponding to 120 degrees. Corresponding to 120 degrees.
Ma'am, if mostly the corresponding indicates the minor one, right? Because always they will give an angle.
No, if the sector angle is like 200 degrees.
Oh, fine. Okay.
So then it corresponds to 200 degrees. So then it will be major.
Okay, if it is below 180, then it is minor.
Minor, correct. If it's below 180, it's minor.
Yeah, okay.
Children, I hope you went through the 7th answer. Please ask me. Some of them are active. Many of them are not. Are we following, children, the 7th one?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, children. Okay. Moving on. See the 8th one here. See answer 8 here, children. This is the 8th answer. Let me read the question for you. A horse is tied to a peg. A horse is tied to a peg at one corner of a square-shaped grass field of side 15 meters by means of a 5-meter long rope. All right, so this is our square field. This is the square field. Square field, 15 meters square. So all the sides measure 15 meters. Now, there's a peg which is, hooked onto the ground. There's a peg on the ground and the animal, the horse in this case, is tied with a, what's the length of the rope? 5 meters long rope. You can see the figure in NCERT. There's a horse. I haven't shown the horse here. So the horse is tied by a rope of length 5 meters. So now just see here the length. So this is the point where the peg is pivoted to the ground. There's a nail kind of thing, no? it's on the ground and the rope is tied there and to the animal. The length of that rope is 5 meters. The length of that rope is 5 meters. So assuming that the horse keeps the rope stretched, it can trace maximum this area. It can trace maximum this area. This area. Don't see this one now. Do not see this one now. Do not see this one now. Look at only the arc AC, children. Look at only arc AC. Look at the arc AC alone. What is this O here? This is the point where the peg is, like rooted on the ground. And this is the length of the rope. Here, this is the length of the rope. The animal, the horse is tied to the rope, which is 5 meters long. Now, assuming that the horse keeps the rope, stretched, completely stretched, this is the maximum. This is the maximum area it can graze. See, it cannot go out. Now you will think, no, it will come out like this. It can go a circle like this. Yeah, it can go a circle like this, but the field, there may be probably walls or, the barbed wire fence, whatever. So this is the boundary of the field. This is the boundary of the field. So the horse cannot go outside the field. There may be a compound wall or a fence, whatever here, it cannot go outside the field. So the maximum area the horse can graze is this one, this quadrant. Why quadrant? Because it's a circle, sorry, it's a square, right? This corner is 90 degrees. At O, the angle is 90 degrees. So the area of this sector, is the area which the horse can graze when the length of the rope is 5 meters. And the sector is a quadrant because the sector angle is 90 degrees. The sector is a quadrant because the sector angle is 90 degrees. Do we understand that, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. The information is all right. The information is the rope is tied from here, from O to the animal. The length of the rope is 5 meters. It cannot go beyond, cannot stretch beyond 5 meters. The animal cannot stretch beyond 5 meters. So assuming that the length of the rope is kept tight like this, the animal can maximum go like this, can go this area. Because it's tied here, it will go a circular motion only. Because it's tied to O, supposing this was open, then from O it can go, when it traces, keeping the rope stretched, it can only trace a circle, it cannot trace a square. Assuming that the animal is moving always with the rope stretched. Assuming that the animal moves with the rope tightly stretched. Then it can only trace a circle. It can only trace a circle. See, from here, since it's tied here with the rope tight, it can move. When it moves, with the rope tight, it will trace a circle. But since there's the boundary here, the walls of the field, it can only trace a quadrant. A quadrant because the corner angle here is 90 degrees. So this is the area which can be grazed by the horse when the rope is 5 meters long. Now, if the rope is increased, if the length of the rope is increased by 10 meters, if the length of the rope is increased by 10 meters, so the length of the rope is increased now. So from here to here, the length of the rope, from here to here, it was originally 5. From here to here, now the length of the rope is increased by 10. So what's the complete length now? 15. From here to here, it's 15. If the length of the rope, oh, no, sorry, no, it's not increased by the increase in the grazing area of the rope were 10 meters long. Okay, I mistook, children. I have the book beside me, so I did not notice the question there. The area of the part of the field in which the horse, okay, sorry, let me read it for myself. The increase in the grazing area of the rope were 10 meters long instead of 5 meters. All right. So in the first case, the length of the rope is 5 meters. In the first case, the length of the rope is 5 meters. In the second case, the length of the rope is 10 meters. So from here to here, initially OA or OC, both are the radius, right? OA radius, OC radius. How radius? Because center to a point on the circumference, OA radius. OC, from center to a point on the circumference, radius 5 meters. From O to this point also 5 meters. Any point on the arc is 5 meters radius. Now the length of the rope is 10 meters. From the center to this point, it's 10 meters. In other words, OB from the center O to the point B is 10 meters. From the center O to the point D is 10 meters. So if the length of the rope is 10 meters, then when the rope is completely stretched, it can trace this area. It can trace this area. Again a sector. It can trace some extra area. It can trace this area extra. Extra. Now what is it we have to answer? The area of the part of the field in which the horse can graze. So the answer to the first part of the question is the area of this sector whose sector angle is 90 degrees and where the radius is 5 meters. Then in the second case where you have to find the increase in grazing area. Yesterday I told you the increase in grazing area is this band. The increase in grazing area is only this band here. Yesterday we understood how to find the area of a band like this. To find the area of a band like this is the increase in area, children. This is the increase in area. To find the area of this band, which is the increase in area, it's theta by 360. You can see the formula here. It's theta by 360 into pi r square minus r square. Theta by 360 into pi r square minus r square. Substitute the values here, and here you have the increase in grazing area. I've done my part. This is the increase in the grazing area, children. This full thing is the total area that can be grazed. This full thing. This is the area initially that can be grazed. This is the new area that can be grazed. This full thing. The increase in area is only this band. Only this band is the increase in area. Read the question. I'll wait for some time. Read the question. Understand better. All right. I'll take the silence as understood and proceed. Now read the 9th question for yourself and see the answer. Yeah, I wanted to ask you this question, children. Now, in question number 6, you can see it here. You can see it right here. In question number 6, let me take a question where we found. All right, here. All right, children, in question number 5. In question number 5, Tell me the perimeter of the sector. You can use the answer. You have some values in the answer also. You can use any part of the answer also. See answer 5. You can see answer 5 on your screen. Use the figure, use the values in the answer and tell me the perimeter of the minor
44,
sector.
ma'am.
How much?
132.
132, ma'am.
No, am I wrong? No, am I talking about the fifth one? I'm
Yes.
talking about the fifth one, children. Yeah, I'm talking about the fifth one. And my question is, what is the perimeter of the minor? What is my question? Find the perimeter of the minor
Sector, ma'am.
sector. Yeah, I've told you correctly. Yeah. Yeah, but
Ma'am,
this is-
64.
Yeah, 64. Correct. Let the others think. Perimeter of the minor sector. What is the perimeter of the minor sector? Yes, children, what's the answer? He may be wrong.
21, ma'am, 21 plus 21 plus 22 equal to 64.
Perfect. Exactly what Srinivasan also said. Very good. Good, Srinivasan. And that I think that was Parkavi. Good, Parkavi. So OA plus OB plus the length of the arc AB. What do we understand by perimeter? It's the length of the boundary of the closed figure. What do we understand by perimeter? Perimeter is the length of the boundary of the closed figure. Now we are talking about this sector. What's the boundary? OA, AB, the arc AB, and the radius OB. So OA 21, OB 21, length of the arc AB, we found here, length of the arc is 22, we found here. I told you, you can use any portion of the answer also, children, I told you that. So 21, because the sector goes like this. See here, this is the sector. Let me just run the cursor over the boundary of the sector. See here, from here, see OA, I'm walking along OA, then I walk like this in this curve, in this arc, then I go like this. That is the perimeter. That is the perimeter of the minor sector. So the perimeter is, you should not add AB. You should not add AB. AB is, to find perimeter, we don't get into the figure. We only walk along the boundary of the figure. We don't get inside the figure. Don't go into the figure. Don't add AB. Don't add AB. It's irrelevant. It's only the length of the boundary. 21. See, children, don't add 60 and all that. 60 is the angle. It's the length of the boundary. On the boundary, you have the line segment OA, 21. You have the arc AB, 22 centimeters, we found here. And we have the radius again, OB, 21. 21 plus 22 plus 21. 64 is the perimeter of the minor sector. Now, what is the perimeter of the minor segment, children? Perimeter of the minor segment.
43, ma'am.
43.
43.
Yeah, 43. What do we see on the boundary of the minor segment? Which is the minor segment? This is the minor segment. This is the minor segment. What do we see on the boundary? It's enclosed. A segment is a region enclosed by a chord and an arc. So you should only add the length of the chord and the arc. So see here, chord is AB. And since the triangle is an equilateral triangle, we know that this is 21. We know it is 21. It's an equilateral triangle. So this is 21. And this length, this arc length we found here, 22. Segment, this is a segment. It's bounded by the chord and this arc. So 21 plus 22, 43 centimeters. Very good. Very good. Now, children, let me just give me a turn. Just give me a moment. All right. Now, tell me, what is the perimeter? Tell me the perimeter for the same figure, children. You may have to calculate. I don't know. I'm just saying you may have to calculate some value. You can use anything from the answer here. You can use any value from the answer. You can use any value from the question, of course. May have to calculate something also. Now, what is the perimeter of the major sector? Perimeter of the major sector. Work it, children. Don't be in a hurry. You can be slow, but you should be correct. That's important. Perimeter of the major sector.
152.
152. I'm just making a note of your answer. Let's just wait for the others.
$152, ma'am.
Okay. 152. Let me see. Yes, others calculate. All of you can do it. Do it. Major sector. First, identify that figure. How does the major sector look like? Draw that alone. What do you see on the boundary of the major sector? What all do you see? Find their lengths and add. That's all it is. You know, a sector is a region bounded by 2 radii and 1 arc. Yes, children.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, I got 154.
154. Who is that? 154?
Ma'am, Manasa.
Manasa. Okay, 154. Can you just explain how you got 154, Manasa?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, first
No, I don't know if you're talking, but I can't hear you.
ma'am, can you hear now?
No, that's what a part of your sentence was heard. The first part and the last part, something in the middle, I couldn't.
Ma'am, now?
Yeah, it's better. Just try.
Yes, ma'am. First, I calculated the length of the 2 radius. I added them both, and then I did the formula 2 pi r for the rest of the circle.
2 pi r. Huh? Okay, 2 pi r is how much? 132, correct?
Yes, ma'am. And then I added 42 plus 132.
Oh, okay. So 132. Your major sector has 132 in it. Huh? 132 is the length of the full circle, right? Is the full circle in the major sector? You draw the major sector separately and see.
Ma'am, I also got 152.
No, she said it's different.
Ma'am, I also got 150.
Okay, 152. We are talking about another answer, 154 or something, which Manasa said. Manasa, you need to think again. How can you take the area of the, so how can you take the perimeter of the circle? The entire of the perimeter is not in the major sector. Please draw the figure. Manasa, look on the screen. Manasa, this is the, see here, this is the arc, correct Manasa? This is the arc. I want Manasa to acknowledge. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, see here, I'm moving over the boundary of the major sector. So I start with the radius. I'm here at O. I'm here at O. I'm moving along OA radius. Then I'm moving along the big arc AB, the major arc AB. And then now I'm moving along BO. And this way I have walked once on the boundary of the major sector. So what is the length? What is the distance I've covered? I walked from here. From here I walked like this, 21. From here I walked like this and I came to this point B. What is this length? That's not the circumference of the circle completely. And then I came back like this, 21. So I have 21 and 21. I need to find the length of this big arc here. Yes, how many of you got 152? You're right. Give your names.
Shade the working.
Yeah. No, somebody wanted me to share the working, huh?
No, ma'am, I'm saying I shared my working.
Oh, okay. Yeah, perfect, Arnav. You're right. How many of you get Arnav got 152? And then I think Karthik and Srinivasan also mentioned 152. Others, give me your names.
Ma'am, Sabari Girish, ma'am.
Very good. After
Shreya.
Ma'am, Sudarshan.
Ma'am, Harshita.
Harshita.
Ma'am,
Yes.
yeah.
Ma'am,
Ravi.
Sudarshan, ma'am.
Sudarshan.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Shreya.
Priya. All right. Where are the others?
I'm Krishni.
Who's that?
Priyadarshini, ma'am.
Priyadarshini. Okay, Priyadarshini.
I'm Reshmika.
Reshmika.
Ma'am,
Who's that?
Nivedita.
Nivedita. All right, Nivedita.
Yeah, ma'am.
Shruti. Shreya, you said?
Me, ma'am.
Ma'am, Hariharan.
Priya. Hariharan. Okay, let's get hold of Hariharan. Let's get hold of Hariharan and ask him how he got 152. Yes, Hariharan, can you explain? Where is Thirunesh? Where is Anish? Where is Ashwin? Who wants to explain 152?
Can I, ma'am?
Yes. Yes, go ahead.
By calculating the length of major arc,
No, just read out this.
I got one.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
What are the three things you've added?
Ma'am, length of major arc
Yeah. How did you find the length of the major
plus.
arc? How did you find the length of the major arc?
By using the formula 360 minus theta by 360 into 2 pi r, ma'am.
Okay, so 300 by 360 into 2 pi r. All right, what is the answer you got?
Ma'am.
110, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then to that, what did you add?
Plus the two radius, ma'am. OA plus OB.
Yeah.
21 plus 21.
Yeah, you're right, Priyadarshini. Good. Others also very good. All those who got 152. The others are not bad, definitely. You're not bad. So see here, OA. see, the first thing is we need to understand how the major sector looks like. Draw it separately. Just draw it separately. See, this is the radius. Then go with the arc like this and complete the radius. It's this one, OA. Then the length of this arc, major arc AB, and then BO. That's all you have in the major sector. That makes the these three pieces make the boundary of the major sector. The three pieces are OA, major arc AB, and BO. We already know OA is 21, OB is 21. So we just have to find the length of the major arc AB. That can be found using the formula straight away. 300 by 360 into 2 pi r, or you can find the circumference of the circle. You can find the circumference of the circle. The circumference of the circle is the total length of the boundary. And that works to 132. That works to 132. From that, if you subtract the length of the minor arc, 22. See, this full length is 132. See, I'm going on the boundary. This full length, the full length of the circle is 132. 2 pi r is 132. From that, if I take away the area of, sorry, from that, if I take away the length of this minor arc AB, 22. So from 132, if I take away 22, I'll get the length of the major arc AB. Or you can find using the formula straight away. So two ways of finding the length of the major arc is, one is formula 300 by 360 into 2 pi r, or find the area of the find the length of the circle, that is the perimeter of the circle, and subtract the length of the minor arc to get the length of the major arc. Children, you must be clear with this. All right, so what is the perimeter of the triangle? What is the perimeter of the triangle?
63.
63 centimeter.
It's an equilateral triangle. Its perimeter is 63. All right. Yeah, so I think I left you with the 9th one. I said read the question, understand that for yourself. 9 and 10 you can see on the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 9 and 10 you can see on the screen. You can see 9 subdivision 1 and 2, and you can see the 10th one here. Please read both the 9th and the 10th question and see the answers.
Ma'am, you have explained the 9th question.
No, I don't think I did.
No, I was confused. It was 8th. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Please, children, do both of these. Read the question first, children. Please don't be lazy. Don't see the answer. Answer the working, you will understand. But why should we work like this? For that, you should read the question. Answer if you see and say, yeah, 2 pi r plus 5d. Yeah, okay, you substituted, fine. Yeah, I understood the answer. The working, the calculation, you will understand. But why should we work like this? For that, you should read the question. Please read the question and then see the answer. All right.
Ma'am,
Yes.
in question number 10, they are told to find the area between the two consecutive ribs only.
Yeah.
But you have written area of the two ribs.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's meaning I've just written in short. I shouldn't have written like that. It's area between two consecutive ribs. It's what is I found what is asked in the question, but not written it clearly there. Area between two consecutive ribs is what I've meant also there. Of course, you should not write like this. You must write it clearly. Area between two consecutive ribs is equal to. The answer is correct. I've just mentioned it in very short words there.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. In question number 9. In question number 9, a brooch is made with silver wire in the form of a circle. You can see the figure alongside. A brooch is made with silver wire. So wire is flexible, right? So you can bend it to any shape you want. A brooch is made with silver wire in the form of a circle with diameter 35 millimeter. The diameter of the brooch, it's a circular brooch and its diameter is 35 millimeter. Okay. The wire is also used in making 5 diameters. You can see it in the figure. You can also see, you can see 10 radii, 5 diameters. You can count, please count the diameters there in the brooch. The wire is also used to make the diameters, which divide the circle into 10 equal sectors, as it is shown in the figure. So let us see where all, meaning let us understand where all the wire is used. The wire is used to form the circumference of the circle. The wire is also used to make the 5 diameters in the brooch. The wire is used to make the circumference of the circle. It's also used to form the 5 diameters in the circle. So the total length of the wire will be, the total length of the silver wire will be the circumference of the circle, not area, the length of the silver wire. You will think there are some designs also there. No, probably they've bent the wire and stuck it there. No, there may be some paint also. Nothing is mentioned about it. So we need not worry about the design, filled between the filled in the sectors. Don't worry about that. Nothing is mentioned. So the length of the silver wire will be the length of the circle. That is the perimeter of the circle, 2 pi r. You can see it here. You can see it here, 2 pi r plus 5d, meaning 5 for the diameter is 5 taken 5 times. And since the diameter is given, the radius is 35 by 2. The diameter by 2, 35 by 2 is the radius. And you all know how to calculate. So this is the total length of the wire. The length, it's all given in the question. Where is the wire used? In the circumference. Where else? 5 diameters. So add both and get the total length of the silver wire. Then we need to find the area of each sector. It's given in the question that the 5 diameters make 10 sectors. The total angle at the center is 360 degrees. So 360 by 10. 36 degrees will be the angle in each sector. That's one way of doing. I've done a different way here. Here you see a different working. If you want to treat it as a, meaning it is a sector. If you want to use a formula to find the area of a sector, then you must say theta by 360 into pi r square. Theta by 360 into pi r square. Theta is 36 degrees because the complete angle at O is 360 and there are 10 sectors. So 360 by 10, 36 degrees. 36 degrees will be the sector angle. Will each sector angle is 36 degrees. So 36 by 360 into pi r square will also give us the area of each sector. Or like what you can see here, what you see here. Divide by 10 because it's divided into 10 equal portions. So you can also do this. The area of the circle, find the area of the circle and then divide the total area by 10 to find the area of each sector. Anyways, it's fine. What is the sector angle, children? What is each sector angle? What is each? 36 degrees. Why is it 36 degrees?
360 degree divided by 10.
360 divided by 10 because completely it is 360 and it's divided into 10 equal sectors. So 360 by 10, 36 degrees. So to find the area of the sector, you can use a sector angle form, the sector area of sector formula, theta by 360 into pi r square, or you can also do what you see here on your screen. All right. In the 10th one, children, sometimes we misunderstand what we have to find. I'm sure that there is someone or more than one also in the meeting who have misunderstood, who have not understood this answer. So this is for them. We need to find the area between two consecutive ribs. It's given that an umbrella has 8 ribs. You can see the figure there. You can see the figure in your textbook. An umbrella has 8 ribs, which are equally spaced. It has 8 ribs. What do you mean by 8 ribs? Those, you know, that metal stuff. The rib. The ribs, you know, they fold and unfold when you spread it. When you spread open the umbrella, you can see the ribs. It's also, you can see it in the figure also there. So an umbrella has 8 ribs. The ribs, they come from the center to the end of the umbrella on the circumference. An umbrella has 8 ribs, equally spaced. Assuming that the umbrella, to be a flat circle of radius 45 centimeters, they have spread it. They have spread the top of the umbrella and shown it in the figure there. So we'll just assume it to be a circle of radius 45 centimeters. Find the area between two consecutive ribs of the umbrella. So you can see that when you flatten the umbrella, the cloth portion of the umbrella, when you flatten it, you can see it looks almost like a circle. And the circle has 8 sectors in it. You can count, you can see 8 sectors. So what will be each sector angle? 360 by 8. You can count that. You count and see there are 8 sectors. So 360 by 8 is each sector angle. Now, in one sector itself, children, there will be 2 ribs. Please understand what I'm saying. You take one sector, you look at one sector in the picture. Look at one sector in the picture. Can you see 2 ribs? Just look at one sector. Look at only one sector there in the figure. One sector itself has 2 ribs. 2 ribs. So the area between 2 consecutive ribs is the area of one sector. Please understand that. Find the area between 2 consecutive ribs. So 2 consecutive ribs means take a sector. Just take a sector. Look at the sector. The sector has 2 ribs in it, which act as the radius. The ribs are the radius there in the sector. So the area between 2 consecutive ribs is the area of the sector itself, one sector itself. So the area between 2 consecutive ribs is the area of one sector, which is 45 by 360, because 360 by 8 is 45 degrees. The sector angle, each sector angle is 45 degrees. So 45 by 360, theta by 360 into pi r square, 45 square. It's given. The radius is 45 centimeters. So this gives us the area between 2 consecutive ribs. Is that understood, children?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.